So, by way of recap, do you guys realize if you look at the chat, the last time anything was done here was 55 days and 22 hours ago?
I was just looking at that and I was like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, my Delta Green game that I run on Sunday evenings, we were at 62 days. So, crazy. I'm glad we're back. I'm glad we're doing this. It's good to be here. So, before I forget, first things first, everybody open up your character sheets and improve those skills if you have any to improve.
Do not. I don't appear to have any. I only made one roll last session, I think.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Well, you must have done well on it then. I am going to preload the scene.
Mark.
And we're trying something new. Not nothing for you guys to worry about, but hopefully it'll be a cool thing and not get in the way very much. But I'm using a new module. It's not new. It's been around for 2/3 of forever, but I just found out about it, called Monk's Common Display. It'll mean nothing to you guys, but it may mean everything to me. So we'll see. By way of recap, you guys, it sounds like you were catching Andy up. Duvo got a broken hand. That was able to be addressed on the way back to the station. You guys got out there to leapfrog in reverse for a sec. You guys got out there. You found the ship. Mark was already aware of that stuff. You guys boarded. You were checking it out. Somebody else showed up. Turned out to be Mesa and a couple of individuals that you didn't know. And laser fire was being traded back and forth. And it was an impressive display of violence by Joshua. Most of you didn't get to participate much at all in the fight, because he was just knocking them down. It was crazy. Duvo joined the fight late and got right in the middle of it, and also did some pretty ballsy stuff. I've heard of people taking knives to gunfights before, but never fisticuffs to gunfights before. And even went so far as to actively pursue one of them by jumping into the void of space after them. And then Josh murdered him. You guys got some loot from the derelict ship, and you got some corpses. You got them back on the Dax, and you headed out before anything else crazy happened. And on the way back, you policed bodies and were looking for maybe some clues to try and figure out how it was that Mesa had found you. And there was some healing of broken bones go on. And by the time you got back to the station, you were in pretty decent shape. You unloaded the cargo. That was an interesting scenario. Some dude with a couple of very large men showed up, and you had a slightly odd conversation. He paid you a bunch of money. He took the case and walked away. You guys found, or discovered rather, that Mesa and maybe, I can't quite remember, I think Nix was one of the others. Well, I know Nix was one of the others, but I think there was a bounty out on Nix and one on Mesa. And sure enough, there was a place you could collect on that. So you loaded up the corpses and headed that direction. And in that process, you also found that there's essentially a board where you could go to and look at bounties. And if you wanted to become bounty hunters, it's pretty much open season. But you're walking down the hallways of the station, and you are nearing the place where you are going to drop off these two and collect some bounties. And I'm going to go ahead and activate a map here. Should come up pretty quickly for everybody because I preloaded it. And the hallways in this thing are about 15 feet wide. And I put hard angles in just because I'm lazy. So we'll say the engineers that made the station are also lazy. And I believe how we ended the session, it's a little farther ahead of where you currently are on the map. We are going to just role play a tiny bit. Not much, but a little bit before we really get into the meat of everything that's going on. So the game is unpaused, and you can feel free to move about within reason. Please don't go moving 80 feet at a time. We are not currently in combat, so you should be able to move freely. But you are carting enemies, or I'm sorry, corpses of enemies, and talking with one another a little bit. And there you go. I will be Joshua's character today. Joshua's character. I'll be Jason's character. Justin's. Good.
Jason's.
Too many J words, man. And it was a long Tuesday. So you guys are walking along, and there's a bit of a lull in the conversation. The walls in this place are not really Spartan, but they're not super fancy. They're worked metal. All right, stop there. And there are hollow screens and sometimes actual physical set-in screens, all kinds of advertisements, news things, so on and so forth. Once in a while, there's that you are here sign with a little bit of a layout. Tells you all kinds of things that are on this particular floor in this wing of the station, that kind of thing. And it's going well. And if memory serves, I described it as thus: you turn a corner and you are approaching where you know the place is going to be that you need to drop off these corpses and get paid. When there is an explosion, the door flies off, hits the other wall, which would be that wall, and excuse me, smoke roils out, and there was a short burst of blaster fire there as well. And with that comes the sound. I don't know. I don't think I'll have to adjust this much, but as soon as that occurs, there's an alarm starts going off. And I apologize. It's going to be repetitive and annoying, but that's the whole purpose of an alarm. So that starts blaring throughout. I'm picking up bleed from somebody. Thank you. Okay, so that starts happening. You guys can move if you wish, as out walks a group of individuals. There is red light flashing, siren lights, and stuff is going on. And through the haze, you see these individuals walk out. There are at least 3 of them, and the one in the lead is larger, bulkier than the other 2 that you're aware of being there. And as the smoke kind of dissipates or settles more toward the floor, you see that this individual is darker skinned. He's got a wide mohawk that is kind of flattened. It's not sticking up like 3 feet. It's more like sticking up 6 inches and feathers back. And he turns his head towards you, and you can clearly see by his eyes as they glow orange that there's something going on with this dude. And he turns towards you and is quite wide, not quite as wide as Duvo, but he's pretty wide. And you can see he's got a gun in his hand, and in a really, really deep voice, he says, "Hey, we're not going to have a problem, are we?" As the other 2 notice and turn towards you as well. You can see that one of them is by the silhouette. You can't really see them clearly, but by the silhouette, you can tell one of them is female and one is a male that is on the taller side. So you've now been addressed. The big guy says, "Hey, we're not going to have a problem, are we? What do you do?"
Let's see, it looks like Atticus, is that Duvo, and Gabe are clearly visible.
Yep. Mark and Josh are in the back.
I'm scared. Oh man.
Gabe's inclination is to put his hands up and go, no problem here,
I forgot.
and step out of view.
Sorry, I forgot one small detail, and it's actually a major detail. As the guy turns towards you, the big guy, he's got a gun in one hand. I apologize for forgetting this. That case that you just dropped off with the other dude, he's got that in his other hand.
Oh,
I don't know if that's going to change how you react or not, Gabe.
What did we determine that? Well, we didn't determine what that was.
You did not
Decided it was
determine.
for-
But we learned a little
did we
from.
ask about it?
We analyzed it.
Yeah, you opened it up and you messed around with it a little bit.
I'm looking to see if apparently, according to Rusty, it's for injection into carbon-based life forms, but that's all he could tell. I don't think that changes Gabe's immediate response.
Okay.
He's not a face-to-face. His his reaction is going to be raise his hands and no problem here and step around the corner.
Okay.
So
So go ahead and
he's-
move. Now, what are you doing as soon as you get over there? Are you digging for a weapon? Are you bugging out? What's the plan?
he's going to be he's going to be at least getting he'll be reaching for a weapon in case the other four don't follow him.
Okay.
He's not going to run away from them.
Okay.
So I
So
gotta see what my weapon
we'll
choice
just
is.
do it this way. You have now acted. Atticus, what's your plan? What do you do?
I'm gonna follow suit. Like no issues from me.
Duvo?
Come back. Here.
I feel like Duvo's. I don't know. He's a former hockey player. He likes being aggressive.
Yep. Okay. So
Do what you do. Look at your back.
I won't be mad.
I think he's gonna charge in.
okay. All right. So I'll let you move 20 feet this round. You make decision, you move, there you go. Do you say anything?
No, he just instant instinct.
Just bolt forward, or are you approaching menacingly but slowly? What's it look like?
Yeah, he's got that menacing, like, I'm not afraid by a look vibe.
That gritty, I'm gonna hurt you look. Awesome. I like it. The big guy, we're gonna, at this point, we're gonna move into combat. So that's gonna determine actions for everybody. But the big guy, as you move forward, he smiles real wide and says, "Man, I was hoping you was gonna do that." And now the part about this super annoying alarm that I'm kind of geeking out about, I hope you appreciate it. Let's get busy.
Nice combat music.
Okay, so Silhouette 1. Actually, enough of it's gone. Dissipated onto the floor with this crazy kind of fog, smoky effect, like dry ice, but not. This dude moves against the wall, and the door is right there. So he's behind the door, but the door is like crumpled and laying on the floor, so it's not providing him any kind of cover or anything. And he is going to... Yeah, he'll take a shot at Duvo. And it looks like it's a hit. He succeeds. Oh, ooh, good. Only 2 points of damage, Duvo.
All right.
All right, you noted that on your character sheet?
I did.
Awesome, thank you. So that's his turn.
Oh, I was missing a health point. Did that get added back while we were traveling?
Yeah,
or
go
was it
ahead.
still missing?
Yep, go ahead and restore it.
Okay. Let me fix it. Okay, now it's
Okay, couple of things occur here. Way down the end of the hall, you become aware of movement, and what was also previously obscured by smoke and people about halfway down the hallway, which takes a hard left at the end of it. You see a bot, a droid of some kind, is standing quite still but looking your direction. The movement that you notice is a guy coming out from behind that corner, and you can see that he is wearing a security outfit, and he turns the corner. He's got a gun, and he's gonna use it. And he's gonna use it right now. Oh, and his shot flies wide. It must be the distance. He's shooting at the guy that just shot you, but the blast hits the wall. It doesn't quite get the distance to him. So there's that. That's his turn. Come on. Whoops. My machine. Okay. So let me take a look here at what she's got. All right. This lady, the girl, fires up or ignites a wave blade, and it's about the size of a machete. And she moves forward a little bit, and she's looking beyond you, Duvo. She's looking towards Mark or Joshua, maybe. So that's her action. Gabe, it is your turn, and as previously stated, you were pulling out a weapon, so you have a weapon of whatever choice in your hands right now, and it is your turn.
And I should have looked. I have forgotten which weapons I am best with. Heavy weapons refers to like cannon, right? That's not
Yeah.
that big handheld gun.
Right. There may be one or two heavy. Well, no, some firearms that you hold in your hands are heavy. I don't know if you have any of those or not.
I selected a heavy LP rifle.
Yep, and that would count.
Well, then that's the one that I'll go with.
Okay.
That's my best. What
All right.
did you just click on?
I was going to say, before you roll anything on your character, and everybody can look at this. So if you look at the heavy LP rifle, clearly, Gabe, you already were because you saw what I did. Next to the damage / lethality, or in that column to the left of the 1d12 or whatever it is, you've got a little picture of a dude that is bandaged up. That, excuse me, that is the damage indicator. We are going to be using lethality in the game and obviously in this fight. If you click that little dude, it goes to the skull and crossbones, and that means we're using lethality for the roll. What that does is, when you roll that, instead of rolling 1d12, that heavy LP rifle says the lethality is 10%. So when you roll the attack, if it's 10% or lower, you just kill them. It's an instant kill. If it's not 10% or lower, but still a hit, then it'll roll damage. Does that make sense?
So I want to have the lethality selected.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And then feel free at this
right.
point to move into view. Obviously, we're being a little loose with the rules here. I'm just saying you can move a short distance and attack at the same time.
What's the floor like? Is it smooth?
Yeah, it is.
Or is
It's smooth metal. There may be some really light texture on it, but it's really smooth.
He is going to literally dive back into view, so that he's prone when he comes to a stop. And I haven't looked. I don't know what's down the hallway yet. And he's going to just slide up against the far wall to make himself a smaller target, and we'll see what he has for a target.
Okay.
Cool.
Sure.
Looks like it's her.
Okay, targeter. Now, the one thing I am going to do with the allowing essentially 2 actions in the round, you dive, you fire. I'm going to say you make the attack at a -20 this turn. Remember, you can right-click the
Ooh,
dice and apply a modifier.
On the character sheet or on the skills? I was just gonna.
I think if
Oh,
you,
that's gonna be.
yeah, you can,
That's gonna be firearm.
yeah, you can, if you go to your equipment and right click on the dice next to the heavy LP rifle, that's going to bring up the option and it'll roll the proper skill.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh, it.
What
it
happened to
didn't,
my
and
music?
it was firearms, not heavy, anyway. So okay. I guess
Oh.
I don't have a rifle anymore.
No, it's not that you don't have a rifle anymore. That's exceptionally bad, though. Go ahead and roll damage.
With the lethality?
No. No. You didn't make the lethality, so it's going to be just a regular damage roll.
You vaporized it.
Oh my gosh. All right. Wow.
Point of the game is roll high, right?
Well, most of the time. So you crank off the shot and you see it sails right past her in between the other two bad guys, and that I'm just going to call him an officer down at the end of the hall. You shoot the heck out of him. He's not feeling good at all. In fact, you pop him and he falls down.
Damn it.
That's a good start. I like it. Come on, thing.
Oh well, I found the right click. It was popping up on a different screen.
Oh, was it? Nice.
Yep. There were 4 of them.
Wow. All right, Duvo, it is your turn.
He will yell. He will also yell. There's a 4th one coming out. Because I can see him on the map.
Okay.
I'm sorry. There is a 4th one.
What you gonna do, Duvo?
Hold on. The thing crashed. I'm trying to get
Uh-oh.
back to the map. Come on, load up.
Were you going for the big guy?
Yes.
Okay. I'll just move you up. Were you going to engage in melee?
Yes.
Okay. Indeed, as you move up, you can see that there are 2 more individuals that haven't come out of that room yet. And you're just going straight unarmed.
Yep.
Oh! That's not great. So I'm going to go ahead and put a check mark on your unarmed combat because you failed. So you move up and you miss. Hopefully you're loaded back in and can take care of your own stuff here in a minute when we get back around to
I just loaded back in. So
All right.
hopefully no problems from here on.
Awesome. Okay.
Can he say anything?
No, he's just grinning ear to ear at you.
Okay.
Joshua is not going to move at all, and will take a shot at the girl with the wave blade. And he's going to do it with the light LP rifle. Well, it's not lethal, but it is a hit. $16. Holy cow. That might be lethal anyway. Oh, yeah. She, come on, is dead. She falls to the floor. Man, that guy, him and his firearms. Alrighty. You can see down at the end of the hall, another officer comes into view. And is going to take a shot at somebody. Well, I may have done that in reverse order. Okay. Yep, he misses horribly as well. That sucks. Atticus, it is your turn, partner. What you gonna do?
Okay. First, I'm gonna pull out my light. Pretty sure that was my laser rifle. Pretty sure that's what that was supposed to be, the LP.
Okay.
And I'm going to come out right here. Oh man, it's kind of touched on.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, oh, you know what? Well, it wouldn't have mattered anyway. I screwed up on Duvo's thing a little bit. You were going to make that attack at a minus, but you missed anyway. Okay, whatever you're going to do, you taking a shot?
We're gonna take a shot at the guy The orange shirt dude.
Okay. So make sure you target him.
Hang on a second. Freaking bunch of shit on my screen. Okay, I think I got it. And then just roll my. You see what that is? It's a light.
Make it at a -20.
-20 to just firearms.
Yeah. If you open up your character sheet and you go to the equipment tab, there's a set of dice right next to the weapon. You can right click that and apply a -20 modifier to it. And then roll from there if you want.
Is that gonna roll damage or is it just gonna roll?
No, that's not going to roll damage.
Oh, my bad. I was looking at the wrong one.
If you were looking at the wrong one, that was going to roll damage. Hey, look at that. Nice shot. All right. Now you can roll a well. Oh, my.
I clicked it.
No, you're good. I was just going to look at your character right quick and see if what you were using had... were you firing the light LP?
Yes.
Okay. That also has lethality. So on the character sheet under equipment, you can see the little dude that's all patched up next to the damage. Yeah, click that and it'll turn it to that, and we'll just deal with it from here on out. Because 10 is a ridiculously good roll. And that takes that dude. He ain't dead, but he's kind of wishing that he was. So I need to look up a thing right quick. Please hold.
Which one did you shoot, Atticus?
Orange shirt guy.
Got it.
This guy?
Yep, that dude. Oh, come on. I know it's in here somewhere. Why? It's ignoring my... All right. We'll just move on. It was a nice idea.
You want me to look up? You want me to look up something?
Nah, don't worry about it. We'll just jump into different music now, and it's reduced to 2 or fewer. There it is. Con times 5 indicates permanent injury. Lovely. Oh, also, if you hit 2 or lower, you're unconscious. All right. So, yeah, he is... I keep going and doing the wrong thing. Let's do this. He ain't dead, but he is... Come on, where are you? Sorry, guys. Well, he's definitely bleeding. All right, so we're going to say he's prone. He's that. He's that. He's a lot of things. Okay, good enough. This is very lousy combat music. Okay. Nice job, Atticus. Oh. This one comes, another combatant emerges and is going to, we'll say, target Atticus. And she's going to take a shot at you and suffer the same -20 penalty. So you're probably pretty safe. Oh, it's really lucky that she had that. Otherwise, she'd have shot you. So a very, very hot burst of plasma flies by your head. And it's the big guy's turn. And he looks at you, Duvo, and he is going to he's going to drop his gun, and he's just going to try and punch you. And he shouldn't have tried to punch you because that sucked. So he throws a right hook at you, and yeah, for flavor, we'll say you're pretty good at fighting. So you duck and you get out of the way, and he looks mad, but he's still smiling maliciously. And then, way down the hall, another officer comes into view and targets that individual. And let's see how she is. Oh, wow. She ain't messing around. Oh, but she still misses. Blaster fire from down the hall flies past and hits the wall behind Atticus. It didn't get close to you though, so you're fairly certain that the cops are at least not attempting to shoot you. But you know, it is what it is. And then one more steps out. And this one is wielding a wave axe and is going to attempt to hit Duvo with it. And because she moved, we're going to say the -20. And it's probably a good thing because that only barely missed. This place just filled up and everybody's mad. And it's Mark's turn. What you gonna do, Mark?
Mark is gonna try something stupid.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm gonna come and walk over here with a quick, brisk pace.
Okay.
And can I try and use persuasion and tell them to freaking give up?
You can try, sure.
Yeah.
Are you holding a weapon?
Okay, I know it's... Say what?
Are you holding a weapon at this time?
No, I can't see any reason that I would be, because I was running down the hall thinking that everything was safe. By the time the action started, I was actually around the corner.
Gotcha.
But I can see that there's... Where the hell's my mouse? Oh, here we go. Yeah, that there's 3 cops way down the hallway, and there's all of us. So I'm going to yell at the big guy, I think, and say it's 8 versus you guys. You already have 1 dead guy. That guy's not looking good. Give up and you can live, or you can keep going and die. So I'm going to roll persuade.
Yep.
Right?
Go for it. Yep.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, hot shit.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh.
All right. My job's done here.
Do Do you know what I was going to require of you for that to have any sort of effect?
Yeah, he couldn't have been a very rash individual, so.
I was
But
sitting.
I thought it was worth a shot. Maybe it was going to become a distraction. I don't know, because
Yep.
I'm not very good at combat.
No, I was sitting here thinking to myself, it's going to require a crit success for this to have any effect at all. Okay,
Well, you're
so
welcome.
don't thank me, or don't you're welcome me, Mister.
I was talking to Foundry VTT.
Oh, perfect.
Not
Okay,
you.
right on. All right. So here's what happens. The two ladies that are on the north side of the map, those two, they look at you and glance back at the cops, although one of them is on the ground, and they both drop their weapons and their hands go up. So you've got them two surrendering. You've got the two against the south wall. One of them is clearly dead. She's an absolute mess. One of them, you're unknown on the condition. And the big guy, it is not yet determined what his response will be. He's not doing much these days. He is also not doing much right now. Gabe, it is your turn.
So this round, I am prone shooting stance. The two women have dropped their weapons.
Yep.
Duvo is screening the big guy.
Yep.
And there's somebody coming in the door.
What?
I see another. I see something right above, 2 squares above the big guy.
Oh, okay.
Just the edge of it.
Yeah, that is actually not a token. That is on the floor, so you don't see anybody.
Okay. Okay, that was the question. Okay. I know he's not going to do it, but where did the guy dropped his weapon?
Oh yeah, the big guy. Yeah, he dropped his gun. He is currently holding the case in his left hand and swung at Duvo with his right.
Shoot. I'm going to prepare to fire if Duvo steps out of the way, and I'm going to say, Duvo, step aside!
Okay.
And I'm going to basically hold my action. I'm going to take an action to aim. There we go.
Okay. Sounds good.
I think that's an option.
That is definitely an option. And if nothing gets in your way, next round you'll have a +20. Duvo, it is your turn. Somebody's yelling at you.
Okay. So,
All right. I am going to...
Can I sidestep and still hit?
Yes, you can.
That is what I will do.
All right. Yeah, we're going back to that music. This is combat. All right. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. All right. So that is a pretty good schmacking that you pop this dude with. Go ahead and roll damage. Oof.
Ow.
That's unreasonable right there. But give me a sec. I'm going to look one thing up right quick. Sorry, guys. Come on. Give me words. Okay. All right. So you pop him. Here's the deal. You hit him and you know you hit him and you popped him right in the face. And it feels like, I mean, you got him in the chin. And there wasn't much give there. And it felt like you were punching metal. And there does not appear to be, just for flavor, he's got a little cut there and there's a little bit of blood, but not much else. Which I would say use that to fuel your anger and maybe pick up one of those weapons.
Yeah.
Josh is going to move into view, and he is going to, since he has a clear line of sight, he's going to take a shot at the bad guy. And that's going to be a hit, but not a lethal. So he is going to do that. All right. Just a sec here while I do a thing. Okay. Way down the hall, one of the officers yells out something pseudo unintelligible and takes another shot. And this time it hits the big guy in the back. The big guy, the momentum of it hitting him moves him forward a little bit, but not a lot. And you don't see any sign of pain from him. Atticus, it is your turn, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna move my character sheet. I'm gonna aim right here for the metal-eyed guy, metal skull, red-eyed guy.
Okay.
And see if I can hit a -20 on that. I didn't do.
Oh. No. Well, you were not moving, so it's not at a -20.
Okay, that's what I'm doing.
Unfortunately, it still fails. That's too bad. All right, the shot flies by him. And then she's got her hands up. This lady here lays down on the floor. So I'm going to make her prone. Because she is smart enough to give up. All right. The big guy turns and let's see, 10, 20, 30. He turns and he books it. And he's laughing as he runs. And then the other officer, you can see there's one that's down, and that's a guy. There's one male and one female. The female officer is sporting a big old gun, and she's going to use it on him, or try. Oh my. Ooh. 98. All right. All right. Not okay. This incoherent monologue brought to you by the game. She misses terribly, and it doesn't it doesn't get near any of y'all. So we're just going to do that. That is her turn. She is also going to lay down because she doesn't want to get shot either. Mark, it is your turn, man.
Hi.
What?
Right. All right, I'm gonna pull out my gun and shoot the guy.
Okay.
I figured everybody would be dead or quit by this point.
I'll be nice and say you can take your shot without penalty.
Okay, so just normal click it then?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Very nice. Okay.
I do not seem to have the lethality option on this.
Yeah, some weapons don't.
Okay, I wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, there we go. That's fitting. I shoot will only.
Clink. It hits him. You don't know if it does any damage or not, but it hits him.
Well, I'm trying to help the team.
Good job. The downside is you don't get to tick that box, which is a good which is a good reminder if anybody has failed rolls. Tick the box for the roll that you failed, for the skill that you failed on. Which means, Duvo, I think you failed an unarmed attack. Make sure you check that box.
It is checked.
Okay. Awesome. That guy is still unconscious and possibly dead. That guy is still unconscious and possibly dead. Gabe, it is your turn.
I don't know if I have a shot through Duvo again. Should have been more specific.
You know what? I'll be a very beneficent game master and say you can scoot just a little bit without taking the -20 and canceling your aim. So go ahead and take your shot with the +20.
That's very nice of you.
I'm a heck of a guy.
So I'm adding 20 to the roll.
Yep. Ooh, very nice. Too bad no lethality, but very nice. All right, roll damage.
Yeah, I had screwed up and turned that off.
Oh, well, that's okay.
But it had to be 10. It had to be 10%. So
It did, yes.
What did it just do?
Well, it rolled lethality, but it's fine. 18 damage. That is really good damage. And for the first time, for the first time in the combat, you unload this thing into him, which is kind of a misnomer, but whatever. And you see him lurch, and you know that hurt. There's no question that hurt him. Duvo, it is your turn.
I am gonna give chase.
Okay. The rules are slightly squishy on movement. It just says, reasonable. It gives some guidelines. You can keep pace with him. So if you want to move up to within 1 square of him, that's cool. Go for it.
So, like that?
Yeah, that works. That's fine. And as you get close, you can clearly see. So the big guy's wearing a jacket. There's a very large hole burned into the lower back of the jacket, and whatever clothing was there as well. You can see. You see blood. You see blood, and it's Joshua's turn, and he's going to move up and not really apologize to Atticus, but he's just going to move up and he's going to take a shot. And he is. All right. Because he moved, he is going to make it with a -20. And it doesn't matter because he's just that good.
Dear God, he's Jason Bourne.
Joshua Bourne. Ooh. Okay. What am I doing here? That's what I'm doing. Running a game. Okay. So that is Joshua's turn. It is guy down the way's turn. He is going to take a shot and miss, but not by much. So laser blast flies past the bad guy. On the other side of him from where you are, Duvo, so you didn't almost get shot. Congratulations. Atticus, it is your turn.
I have to walk past Joshua. Asshole.
Okay.
And we're going to shoot him.
Okay. Very nice. That hits. Roll damage. Oh, my goodness.
Cha-cha-cha.
Oh.
Okay. So I'm slightly confused. I hadn't messed with lethality too much in Foundry here, so I'm slightly confused as to what it's doing, but I'm not going to take this from you. Yeah. So Duvo, you're trucking up behind him. You're keeping pace. And then you see this. Is it a laser that you're shooting, Atticus, or plasma, or what?
It's LP, so I'm pretty sure it's a laser.
LP shoots laser or plasma. Yeah, I guess it.
I do plasma. I want plasma.
You would do plasma? Okay.
Yeah.
So white hot plasma flies past you at 2.7 billion miles per hour. And right above this guy's collar, it hits him square at the base of the head, where the spinal column meets the cranium, and you don't. I mean, you're behind him, so you don't see what happens at the front, but you just see this gout of red mist fly out, and he drops like a freaking rock. And that, boys and girls, is the end of the combat. So we're going to go back to other music, and we'll say something gets done, and the siren, the alarm gets turned off, but the red light is still going there. So you've got two that have surrendered and are laying down. You've got that dude is freaking dead as the day is long. The officers will move up, and as they run up, they are yelling at everybody not to move because they don't know what they're getting into. They don't immediately point guns at you, but they do say, put them away or lay them down. Do you comply?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. So at that point, they say, don't move or don't leave. We're going to need to talk to you. And they start securing the two that are prone on the floor. One of them will, once the girl, the lady right there, once she gets done, she will come over and confirm that this one is dead. She will check on that one and speak into a radio and say, yeah, the escape has been thwarted. She does use that specific word. And two in custody, two dead, one in need of medical. And then they go on. There you go. They get the other two up on their feet and move them in there. And it's not but a couple of minutes and more security shows up. This guy that was on his back down the hall, the one that Gabe shot all to hell, he gets tended to and gets up on his feet, and he's not real happy with life, but he still has life. So he comes down and it's clear that he's just assuming one of the bad guys shot him, because he doesn't say anything mean to anybody, and he does ask Duvo to come down with him, and I just assumed Duvo was going to be nice, and
Oh yeah.
he starts taking statement. Okay, what happened? What was the deal? Tell me what occurred here. And you can see on his name tag. Oh, I guess I should quit El Combat. All right, so that is done, and you can see his name tag says Almeida.
Well, Mr. Elmida, is that how you say that?
Close enough.
We were just dropping off some bounties here, eh? And all of a sudden that door came flying off when we see these guys come out with something we just dropped off, and we thought we better stop this nonsense.
Okay. So you don't know any of the aggressors?
Nope, I know that big guy could take a punch.
Yeah.
No, they would come around the corner, and he threatened us with the gun, saying he's not going to have any trouble. That's what I know about him.
Okay. Anybody else have anything to add?
No.
Okay. He holds up a finger and says, Almeida, yeah. Okay, go. And he gets this sort of blank look on his face for a sec. And 3-4 seconds go by, and then he blinks and says, got it. And he looks at you, Gabe, and says, maybe be a little more careful with your gun there. No major harm done. I'm not even going to cite you because you helped. But if you had killed me, that would have been a problem for you.
I'm glad that you have recovered so quickly.
I wouldn't say I've recovered, but I'm walking, so that's a good thing. The other two come out. You can see the name tag on the girl is interesting. Her last name is Batty, Batty. And then the other officer is Barrera. And the bot has also walked up and is sort of loitering. And the three officers are completely ignoring him. And Almeida says, so you said the big guy over there had something of yours?
Yeah, that case.
Batty walks over, picks it up, walks back over, looks way up at you because she's a little on the short side. Says, here's your case, sir. Hands it to you.
Thanks.
And she steps back. While she's doing that, Barrera's on his radio, and you see there are a couple of more officers coming. I don't have tokens for them, but they show up and they have a bunch of droids in tow, and they start cleaning up the bodies and stuff. This dude is dragged off to theoretically get some medical assistance and do some additional time. This one gets cleaned up. And the big guy. A couple of officers go to lift him up and they can't even lift him. So then they roll him over and they start looking at him, and they call Almeida over, and if you want to stick around and kind of overhear, you can. If you don't care and you just want to go do something else, that's also your prerogative at this point.
Officer Batty,
Yes, sir.
is there another place that we should drop off these bounties? That's the reason we were coming this way, but
Oh,
I think this office may not be open.
yeah. You okay? Yeah, you've got bounties. I can help you with that. She pulls out this hand scanner looking thing, about the size of a small tablet, or a big phone. And she runs a finger across part of it, and it jumps to life. And she says, "Okay, bring him over here." So you do, and she runs a DNA scan, confirms identity, that kind of thing, and says, "Okay, here's the." Turns the thing towards you and says, "Here's the amount you're going to get, and I just need an account number. You can scan it in, or however you would prefer to do that."
Gabe helplessly looks at Mark. I think Mark, you are the accountant, right? Did I get the name wrong?
No, it's Mark.
I was thinking it was going to be Mark or Atticus would be the one more familiar with our bank account.
Right.
Can let Mark do this.
Andy, are you awake?
What do I roll?
There you go. You don't need to roll anything.
Oh,
You can just go up and supply the required information. And as you get up there, I mean, you could all see that Officer Batty is a cute little thing. She gets even cuter the closer you get. So you supply the account information, and she turns the tablet back and does a thing and says, "All right, it'll hit your account here in about 15 minutes or so." And it's at that point that Almeida calls back and says, "Hey, you might as well give him the bounty for this guy." And he starts walking back up and says, "I don't know what you guys did to get so lucky, but you got a big fish there." His name was Xander O, and he's been wanted in several systems for quite a while. And he takes the tablet from her, and he keys in a thing, and he doesn't even turn it back to you, and types in a few things, does a tap here and a tap there, and says additional funds will be deployed to your account.
Thank you, Officer Almeida.
We appreciate your help and are glad that you are. We're glad that you're being productive during your time here at the station. If there's anything else that we can do for you, let us know. Otherwise, we've got a lot of work to do.
Thank you very much. And my apologies once again. And Gabe will back away.
Yeah, he says, don't worry about it. Any fight you walk away from is a good one. And he turns and walks away, and you can hear him gets on his radio and says, "Medbay 1 incoming." And the farther he walks, the more he starts limping. This dude was
I'm on my way.
This dude was putting on a brave a brave face and really focused on his duty. He just wants to lay down.
Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. He feeds himself a little bit. This is
Hey. All right.
Hey, I looked up the lethality rule.
Yeah.
What it's doing on when you're rolling with lethality, you roll you roll the 2d10s, and if it doesn't meet the criteria for the lethal hit,
Yeah.
then you add those 2 dice up.
And that's the damage.
That's what it's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
what
I rolled a 10 and an 8, and Aiden rolled a 10 and a 6. So those numbers were right.
Okay. Well, what I was unclear on was whether or not you actually roll the damage for the attack with it on lethality, because you've got the dice right next to the weapon, which is what you normally would roll for attack. But with lethality, do you roll the damage lethality or instead of the attack dice? That's what I'm unclear on.
So you roll, you roll damage by rolling the lethality. If it's over the lethality chance,
Okay.
it doesn't kill them outright. And then you add the dice together to see what the damage is.
Okay. That makes it
So
I think
it's
clear.
good, right?
So you use the attack next to the weapon, and then you roll the lethality to go that route. Okay, that makes sense.
How do you know what the lethality is, or like what you're trying to hit?
So if you go to your character sheet and on the equipment tab, you've got 2 of your weapons have in the damage column, have the little dude with the bandage on his head and the sling.
Yep.
If you click that, it's going to change into a skull and crossbones, and the damage number will become a percentile. So what
if you
that
roll 10%. Okay.
Right. So you'll roll the attack.
Yep.
And if the attack hits, then you can roll or will roll lethality because that weapon has it. And
gotcha.
If it's a 10 or under, it's an instant kill. And if it's not, what Patrick said, it's going to roll 2d10. And if it's above 10, then it adds those 2 together, and that becomes the damage that you inflict. So potentially up to 20 damage.
Okay.
So there you go. Yeah. Awesome. Well, I was expecting that to take the entire time, but no, you guys are just too good. That's okay. That's okay. All right. So Big Boy is removed, and Officer Barrera has gone into the room that they came out of, and Batty is sitting there just looking at you and smiling, and then on her radio you hear, "Batty, get in here," and she kind of jumps a little bit and says, "Oh, on my way," and gives you a nod, and then she also enters into the room that all of this spilled out of. And there you go. The bot approaches and says, "Hi. That was awesome."
You're going to tell us this is a media bot, aren't you?
I'm not going to tell you that. I don't know. Do you respond at all? Do you say anything to him?
I thought it was pretty sweet.
Nice.
You like the part where I blew that guy's head off?
That was messy and I enjoyed it immensely. Can I buy you all a drink?
Yes.
No hesitation.
Okay. Well, with that, he says, okay, follow me, and starts to walk down the hall. And as he's walking, he yammers on and on and on. And you can see that on the floor, you can see that there are things that are painted that appear to be indicators of doors or other things, intersections maybe. And you've got some extra stuff painted or printed on the floors as well to indicate in the immediate to indicate surveillance or cameras. As you walk, you can see that there are passageways that split off, but he seems to know where he's going. And he's going to go there. The door that you are passing by is closed, but I believe that it says public comms room. And he walks in here. Goes down the hall, hangs a left. You can see that there is a bar in there. And you can also see that there is a bot behind the bar. So your bartender is digital. Andy, are you doing something silly like working?
No, why?
Because you haven't moved at all.
Oh. Sorry, I was just listening to the story. We're moving into the bar. I hadn't actually physically moved, my guy. My bad.
It's okay.
And he's like, I don't know where this bar is.
All right.
It's my religion to drink.
Yeah, there you go.
So I will not go anywhere close.
Go left until you see Gabe.
Jesus, I am a little ways away.
Yeah, just a tiny bit. You were so stunned by Officer Batty's last name that you were stupefied for a minute. All right. Currently, there are other patrons in here, but you all sidle up to the bar, and the bot that has led you here sits down on a bar stool and addresses the bot behind the bar and says, "Hey, Cy, get these fine people whatever they want to drink on me." And then turns and addresses you and says, "My name is ESPN8.
The Ocho.
The Ocho. Yeah.
I was really hoping somebody would pick that up.
Dodgeball.
If it's almost a sport." And then holds out his hands. This thing is pretty good at acting human. Maybe not as good as what's her name back on the ship, but
Oh yeah, Andy's girlfriend.
Holds his hands out and says, "So, who are you guys?"
I'm gonna shake it first. I'm Atticus.
Gives you a
I'm gonna play the grip strength game. I'm gonna give him a good. This is a robot. See if I can beat him in the.
okay.
Who can shake harder?
You're squeezing a metal hand, and there's no additional pressure. He appears oblivious, and just says,
Worthy opponent.
"Nice to meet you, Atticus." And in the lull there, turns to Mark and says, "I am ESPN8.
I'm going to call you SB. Shakes your hand.
That works." Introduces to Joshua, Duvo, Gabe.
Joshua leans over to the side, waves, goes, "Hey, bartender, give me a beer."
Okay.
Buenos dias, El Ocho.
Ah, and rattles off a whole bunch of Spanish at you. Welcome to
Which the player will not respond to.
right. Welcome to wherever we are, because I forgot to. It's you're on Persbo 4. Welcome to Persbo 4, the biggest station in Leusa. All of that in Spanish. And
Gracias.
everybody orders drinks and sits around, and he says, "So what has brought you to Persbo 4? I assume you didn't come here looking for a gunfight."
Work brought us here.
Ah, work. That's what brings most people around. What do you do?
Well, I guess we're bounty hunters.
We do odd jobs.
It's a dangerous thing to not be certain that you're doing.
We're new to it. Let's just say that.
The bounties found us.
Gotcha. Well, you appear none the worse for wear, so you must be quite capable. I can appreciate that.
What do you do?
Well, at the risk of getting shot, please don't. I am a headhunter. I like that term. Really, my official title is talent scout, but I like headhunter. Makes me sound
Well, as you can
cooler.
see, the bodies we turned in, one of them didn't have a head, so we also like to hunt heads.
See, we have a lot in common.
Well, terminology-wise, yes. I have never decapitated a human myself. What's it like? Did you feel anything?
I felt the blood splatter as the shot went by my ear.
Well, he was mostly metal, so he was only kind of human.
Yes, he did appear to have
With my
major
lethality.
You what?
I felt disappointment as my shot didn't have the lethality to do the same.
Nice. Well, you can't kill them all.
You haven't seen this guy shoot.
Actually, I have. 3 times.
Okay, well you
Almost twice as much as we've seen him shoot.
Oh, you all functioned fairly cohesively as a team. Is that, have you not known one another long?
I come from a hockey background, so I'm used to teamwork.
What is hockey?
Gabe reaches out to steady Duvo.
You mean the greatest sport in all of Canada?
What is Canada?
The greatest nation in all of North America?
Oh Jesus!
Talking to a 5-year-old.
Russian nest doll here.
What is North America? I've never been to
Here
that
we go.
station.
Goddamn Jeopardy over here.
Well, it's a continent on Earth. What's an Earth?
What-
It's the greatest continent in all the earth.
It's a Josh asks for another beer.
Yeah,
He
I
doesn't
knew,
know how much he can take.
I knew that was coming. Everybody else, I'll have another. The whole bar, I'll have another. All right. So once that plays itself out, we get back to, so what is hockey? You said it's a sport?
Well, are you familiar with ice skating?
No.
Rollerblading?
I'm familiar with rollers and blades, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, imagine 5 men wear boots with really sharp knives on the bottom, and it allows them to travel on a patch of ice. And there's goals on either side, and everybody has sticks, and we're trying to hit this black circular thing called a puck into the goal.
Interesting. That sounds fascinating. Is it to the death?
I knew it.
Well, it can be if we're playing the right team.
Oh, interesting. I'll have to do some research on this hockey that you are so fond of. Not that I want to shift away from casual conversation, but if you are open to another job, I may have something for you.
Like what?
Well,
Did you hear me?
I did.
Okay, sorry.
My company needs some terraforming supplies delivered out to a research base in the Zhukaratanov system. And it's a 2-way trip. We need the supplies delivered, and we need you to bring back some research as well as a scientist. You would need to leave ASAP.
Right after you got us liquored up.
Yes.
You can't get a DUI in a spaceship, can you?
Probably not.
I mean, you get an FUI. You get an FUI for flying.
Yeah.
What was the name of this sector?
You are currently on Persbo 4 in the Leusa system. The sector is the
far?
Neogen sector. You
Why is it
wouldn't.
so
I'm
familiar?
still getting the terminology. Sorry.
That's fine. Wait, what? You know what? Never mind. And he's going to lay out a map on the table, and not a paper map. He's going to bring up an overlaid map. Can everybody see that?
Yes.
Thank God.
Okay, so he says we are in Leusif at Perspo 4. You will need to leave as soon as possible to travel to the Anthus system to pick up the supplies from Koga 8. And then you will need to deliver them to Jukaratanov. Now, just from looking at this, it's been a while since we visited this map, so you will know that the green is high sec, the blue is low sec, and the gray is null sec. You will also know that the black dotted lines indicate jump gate routes. So you are going to be jumping through some null sec space and delivering to some low sec space.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Is it possible to jump into a hex without a jump gate?
Yes, you can. It just takes a really,
Okay.
really, really long time.
Okay, and while we're in, I can't remember the term for warp.
Just call it hyperspace.
Okay, can we be interacted with? Can we get shot?
It's never happened that anybody has reported or experienced.
That's
Yes.
not a no.
Yeah, you have to put the word yet.
And lived.
So we'll say the likelihood is extremely low.
I want to go the long way.
Just saying there's a chance.
That's what I was going to say.
I want to go over to that one system, 0301, and then I want to go back to the Leosa system and go to the right and down. He's going to murder us in the no-sec.
This is a time-sensitive delivery, and Barracorp
right.
will pay quite handsomely for this to be done.
Do they pay dead bodies, though, or...?
You'll have to purchase your own dead bodies. We don't do that.
Oh my God. I want to play hockey.
So Gabe will be studying the map. He's not the navigator, but he has some navigation skills. I'm the pilot.
Oh, right.
Unless somebody else wants to do the pilot, and then I can navigate.
I think I was navigation. I think I don't think
Yeah.
I have any piloting skills.
Atticus was the navigator. Gabe was the pilot.
I'm gonna look towards. I don't know who the hell I'm next to. I think I'm next to. Oh shoot! What's Justin's character?
Joshua?
Josh. Okay. I don't know who's on my other side, but I'm just gonna look at them real quick and say, are we doing this?
Oh yeah.
I think we do. We definitely can always use more money, and we need something to do at this point.
Okay.
As I said,
Don't have other
Barracorp will pay handsomely for this job, especially given that it is two-directional. You will receive half payment at Koga
Yes,
8, and you will receive the other half once you deliver the scientist back to I'm sorry. He said that wrong. You'll receive half payment once you deliver the supplies to the Jukharatinov system, and the other half once you return to Koga 8.
Gotcha.
How handsomely are we talking?
Total payment for the job will be 950 million credits, and we will cover refueling expenses.
You know, if you need it that urgent, I don't see why we don't double that number.
Shooting high.
Don't look at me. I just fly the thing.
And now we're discussing. All right, make a persuade roll.
There you go.
Let's do this again, baby. Where the fuck did persuade go?
Hot dice.
Here we go.
Oof.
Oh, shit. Not today.
You say that, and he says, that's funny. If you want the job, great. If you don't, I'll find somebody else.
Was there anybody else here, though?
Okay, let me try. I'm gonna chime in here. A second, let me
Surely
get to
somebody's
my-
got a sob story about their
a
kids.
second,
And, you
let
know,
me pull something up.
need
I
to
don't think
close.
there's
Here,
nobody
listen.
that care about
Well-
kids.
I think my friend misspoke. We just want a little bit more than what is being offered.
That's not what I
That's
said.
why I've doubled. It's not what you said, but you misspoke.
I don't think I did.
Define a little bit more. That's very vague.
Remind me for a second. How much did he say he was going to pay us?
He said 950 million plus refueling expenses.
What's refueling? 950 million plus refueling.
Why not a 1.5 bill?
Let's do a 1.3 bill.
Make a persuade roll, Atticus.
Here we go. Yes.
I'm very high persuasion.
Okay. Now, give me just a sec. Oh, wow. Okay. He says we'll go 1.15.
Don't lowball us.
1.12.
Ooh.
Okay.
I clicked it. Why is it not working? Oh, I rolled twice. It was It lagged.
Take the 12. Or the...
Yeah, maybe my server needs a reboot. I'm not sure. It's been a little laggy a couple times tonight. Okay. He said 1.15. You said 1.12. He says okay.
Idiot.
I should have held that 1.13.
You went down. That's when he goes, okay. I'm like, what are you doing?
I'm not
Oh,
a master negotiator.
I'll take it. You see the on his where his mouth would be a little holographic smile comes up.
Josh
Oh,
finds
man.
like something like a walnut that needs to be cracked, and he like throws it across at him.
Hey, we could have gotten on any
I'm leaving.
no bonus.
I'm leaving. Okay.
Oh well, it's higher than what he talked about. We
Yeah.
just went down after the first negotiation. Oh, my
There
This
you
is
go.
part of his master tactic.
There you go. You're lulling
It's
him
give and
into
take.
lulling him into a false or true sense of security. Whatever.
What's the timeline on this?
You'll need to leave ASAP, and it's going to take some time. You're covering a lot of ground. I will figure that out before next session. But that's going to be part of why they're paying you more than 1 billion credits to do this, because it's going to be a significant amount of time. And he says,
But somehow you're going to magically find somebody else in the meantime to do it if we turned you down.
why are you arguing? You've agreed to the job. We're paying you 1.12 billion.
Atticus.
We don't know. He's just like this.
He's just
Atticus.
very angry. We got shot at today.
He just likes to yell at people.
Very,
All right. Anyways, I'm going to go
That's
take a look at
fine.
the ship to make sure that we're not going to die on the way.
That's fine. Here are my details, and he hands you a comm unit and says, just, it's on there. I keep several of those around. So take that and do with it what you want. It's been a pleasure. I don't drink. Ha ha ha. So I'm going to go. Feel free to check in.
We'll keep your stick on the ice.
We wave and
I-
we wave at the Ocho and tell him goodbye.
Goodbye. I don't know what that means. I don't have a stick, but I will. I'll check in with you soon. Stay safe.
He's one.
And that, boys and girls, seeing as how it's 9 o'clock, is where we're going to stop.
I gotta find me some
Very
brass
cool.
knuckles.
Brass knuckles. Yeah, you need to go shop. Mark has run completely off the map.
I didn't think it would let me.
Yeah,
He's so angry, he just like ran and jumped off the space station.
Right.
He's
he's floating,
1.2.
floating off
Yeah, my
into
God.
space.
my death yell is 1.2 is less than 1.5.
Oh boy. All right. Hey, this was fun. At least I hope it was. I had fun.
I had fun.
That was cool.
sorry I was late, boys.
That's all good, dude.